as human rights and practices of the process. Rational and consistent planning, guided by societal peculiarities as well as policy directions. It is in this direction work and 25-year development plan to fast-track genuine transformation.
And we continue from here. President Muhammadu Buhari has restated the commitment of the federal government towards addressing the serious ecological challenges bedeviling parts of the country, especially the erosion menace in Imo State. This was while granting audience to Governor Hope Uzodinma of Imo State. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo reports that their discussions also centered on politics, national unity and development.
Very good. Thank you, sir.
Governor Hope Uzodinma had told President Muhammadu Buhari that out of the 360 erosion sites in Imo State, 57 have already been assessed, and therefore an estimated 75 billion naira is required towards addressing the menace.
It's now very critical and is an emergency case, and the President in his wisdom promised to immediately get in touch with the Ecological Fund Office to remedy the situation. That's an emergency.
The governor, who described as welcoming the defection of his Ebonyi State counterpart Dave Umahi to the APC, was emphatic that the governing party is the best bet for Ndibo to realize their developmental and other aspirations.
Our preachings and gospels have always been how to encourage national unity, how to encourage national integration, how to encourage national cohesion. I think it will be more cost effective to have my people, the people of Southeast, see reason and join APC, the national party. This Nigerian project belongs to all of us.
Governor Hope Uzodinma used the opportunity to appreciate the president for believing in Nigeria and committed towards addressing prevailing challenges selflessly for sustainable national growth and development.
We have a president who is very humble, who is determined, who has a target, and he is going to his target, irrespective of what people are saying. The situation where you sit down and believe that until you are the one who is the president before Nigeria can move is a bloody waste of time.
He also thanked President Buhari for making it possible for Imo State to proudly host the first modular refinery in the country, thereby enhancing the economic fortune of the Eastern Heartland. From the State House, Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
The Forum of Non-National Working Committee, who are members of the National Executive Committee of the All Progressives Congress, has agreed to work with the current caretaker and extraordinary National Convention Planning Committee of the party, led by Governor Mai Malabuni. This unanimous decision was taken at a strategic meeting held in Abuja. Saliu Abdullahi Kwanara reports.
The All Progressives Congress Governors Forum, state chairman of the party, as well as members of the Governor Mai Malabuni-led Caretaker and Extraordinary National Convention Planning Committee, were present at the review meeting with an agenda to assess the party's progress in terms of governance, ongoing reforms aimed at rebuilding, rebranding, and increasing membership drive, the forum says, are in line with the progressives' ideology.
So, we are here today for a common goal. People may misinterpret our goal. Our goal is the unity of our party. Our goal is our party passing beyond 2023.
It's proper for us to talk about how we are going to deliver dividend of democracy, how we are going to deliver on the mandate given to us by Nigerians, before we now begin to talk about 2023.
The meeting urged party faithful occupying various leadership positions to focus attention on governance in the interests of the citizens. In Abuja, Salihu Abdullahi Gwanara, NTA News.
The leadership of the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, is to meet with its organs with the latest resolution and revert to government, although details of the resolution the union is to take to its members were not revealed to journalists. The good news, however, is that the Minister of Labour and Employment, Chris Ngige, confirmed government is already meeting the demands of the lecturers. The president of the ASU, or the president of ASU, Biodun Ogunyemi, equally described their talks as fruitful, and whatever their members feel about the latest development, he says, will be brought to government for subsequent considerations. And no fewer than 200 rural women in Edo State have received a one-off special grant of 20,000 naira each, initiated by the federal government to assist the poor and the vulnerable in the country. Olabukola Aduo reports.
Bagging half the program in Ondo State, the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development said the grant was introduced to lift 100 million Nigerians out of poverty by 2030. She explained that the package is expected to support the financial needs of the beneficiaries in order to increase their income and subsequently strengthen economic activities across the country.
Our message to the women is to utilize this money efficiently and effectively by way of investing it into small businesses so that they can have good returns and they'll be able to fend for themselves and members of their families.
Ondo State Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu, while expressing gratitude to the federal government for the relief package, said the grant would contribute largely to poverty alleviation.
The state cannot thank you enough for your sustained interest of our women, in the welfare of our children, in the welfare of other vulnerable members of society. You are doing well.
The grant, according to the minister, will go around the 777 local government councils in Nigeria. In Akure, Olubukola Aduwo, NTA News.
And that report came from Ondo State and not Edo. Moving ahead, broadcasting organizations in the country have been called upon to rise above board by projecting national issues from positive point of view, rather than allowing foreign media organizations take the lead and plunge the country into crisis. Information and Culture Minister Lai Mohammed made the call at an interactive session with members of the broadcasting organizations of Nigeria in Abuja. Anthony Forsen reports.
The meeting is coming on the heels of the NSAS protest and the position CNN took. The Information and Culture Minister, Lai Mohammed, said Nigerian media organs have a greater stake in the country and can do better, hence the need to brace up.
But the big lesson to draw from CNN's faux pas is that it magnifies the failure or inadequacy of our own broadcast organizations. In the wake of our spat with CNN, people are asking, why didn't our own broadcast stations take the lead in reporting the incident at Lekki? Why did they take the lead in presenting an authentic narrative? Why must we allow the foreign broadcast stations, some of which didn't even have correspondents on ground, to dictate the pace or the narrative?
The minister disclosed that CNN, for now, in his words, is grasping at straws in desperation to justify its inaccurate and unbalanced investigation.
But in the process, it is sinking more and more into professional infamy. Yesterday, November 26th, in the clearest indication yet of its confusion over the Lekki toll gate incident, CNN tried to clarify its tweet for October 23rd by saying it never attributed the death toll of 38 to Amnesty International, and that the tweet also did not make it clear that the death toll was for protests across the country.
Again, the minister said commentators on one hand have constantly redirected CNN to their tweet. For the bond members, having applauded the interaction with the minister, called for more of such interactions and expressed sadness over the fine placed on some organizations. Others equally pointed at a possible extension on waivers and tax reliefs by the NBC. It is expected that the bond members, in their review of the NSAS protest, will come up with a guide for their members to comply with. In Abuja, Anthony Forson, NTA News.
The Forum of Retired Directors of the Department of State Services has identified with the exemplary leadership qualities of the Director General of the Service, Alhaji Yusuf Magaji Bichi. A statement by the Public Relations Officer of the Service, Dr. Peter Ofunaya, says the forum is impressed with the way the DSS has handled issues relating to national security. The forum appeals for more support for the DG in surmounting the security challenges confronting the nation. The Director General appreciates the support and promised to ensure the service accomplishes its mandate of detection and prevention of crime against the internal security of Nigeria. The Corps Marshal Federal Road Safety Corps, Boboye Deyemi, has assured that measures are being intensified to restore operational facilities of the FRSC destroyed by hoodlums following aftermath of the NSAS protest. He stated this during an on-the-spot assessment of its facility at Olu, Imo State, which was affected by the incident. Bright Ebochu reports.
The aftermath of the NSAS protests in the country has no doubt left several government institutions still counting their losses. The Corps Marshal, Federal Road Safety Corps, Boboye Oyeyemi, who is on a tour of the South-South and South-East zones of the FRSC commands affected by the NSAS violence, visited the FRSC Olu Unit Command, Umona, Imo State, to ascertain the level of damage done to facilities of the FRSC to speed up the process of repairs. After due assessment, the Corps Marshal affirms that in order to address traffic challenges during the end of year festivities, there is urgent need to restore operational facilities.
I've assessed it, and I think we have to make efforts, including the patrol car, and we fix them. Mr. President will give us support to fix everything because it's very critical for the end of the year patrol operations.
Facilities vandalized include petrol vehicles, computers, generating sets, among others. Enolo, Bright Ebochu, NTA News.
You're watching Panorama on the network service of the NTA. We now pause for some messages, then it continues shortly. Stay with us.
The Council of our Fathers.
I will urge and advise our younger generation to use talent and brain to sort out problems, not arms.
Nigerian youths, let's build our nation.
My advice to these young people is please do not take us back to those harrowing days. You probably do not know what it is.
I believe we have fought one civil war too many in this country. So those who experience it will run away from it.
Nigerian youths, let's build our nation together.
Thank you for staying with us. The National Commission for Museums and Monuments has taken custodian of the priceless repatriated Ife terracotta head returned by the government of Netherlands. At a public presentation of the artifact in Abuja, the Director General of the Commission, Professor Abbas Issa Tijani, said plans are on to return more stolen cultural arts. Oyinaya Kalu Oka reports.
Unique and rare terracotta head, said to be from Ile-Ife, Osun State, is dated back to more than 600 years. The approximately 16 centimeters tall head depicts a girl or young woman with her hair tightly braided in several buns.
Ife is famous for these terracotta and bronze artifacts, and this is one of such, Ife heads.
With pattern on her face, a bomb on the top left side of her head, possibly representing an amulet braided into her hair. The Ife terracotta head, now with the National Commission for Museums and Monuments, is said to be exceedingly rare.
This is priceless. You can't put a price on this.
The terracotta head was returned by the government of Netherlands after it was stolen out of the country.
We have strengthened our ways of keeping our objects safe in our storage and in our exhibition areas, but also our customs here in Nigeria are fully informed that any artifact, whether it's contemporary or antiquity, cannot be taken out of Nigeria without our permit.
Oyinna Kalu Oka, NTA News.
And now to security matters. 2020 has been a challenging year for the Nigerian police, with the rise in cases of crimes and the act of vandalism that trailed the NSAS protests. To keep track with this national security situation and re-strategize for effective policing, top police officials are meeting to review the operations. Correspondent Francis Fom has the report.
The security challenges were particularly compounded by the COVID-19 pandemic and the violence that resulted from the NSAS protests.
This is the last strategic meeting of the Nigeria Police in 2020. The agenda is to evaluate the progress made and chart a way forward for a vibrant and civil-related policing.
We should note that the ever-increasing complexity of crime, as well as the evolving activities of subversive elements, will continue to test our professional competency. I'm confident in your ability to work with other security agencies in ensuring that the country remains safe.
Mr. President is very much...
Minister of Police Affairs encouraged officers to initiate deliberate ways of surmounting security challenges facing the nation.
We want the IG to continue to be more committed to the cause of the country and to continue to ensure that we maintain peace and security of the country.
The minister assures the force of government's commitment to equipping the police with modern technology to combat crime. In Abuja, Francis Fom, NTA News.
The Directorate of Defense Media Operations DMO says the air component of Operation Harrowing Days has recorded more successes against armed bandits in the northwest of the country, with the infiltration of another camp and neutralization of scores of their fighters at Birnin Kogi Forest in Katsina State. DMO Coordinator Major General John Enenche says the air raids were conducted on the heels of intelligence report indicating that two camps with their clusters of huts were among the locations being used by the terrorists. Affiliated armed bandits to store their sophisticated weapons and plan attacks. Area surveillance missions also establish pattern of live evidence of the presence of black attire-wearing terrorists at the two locations. Nigeria Air Force fighter jets and helicopter gunships destroyed portions of the camps, including their storage facilities, which were seen engulfed in flames. Sources later confirmed that no fewer than 37 bandits were neutralized at Dunya, while many more were killed at Birnin Kogi, both in Katsina State. Federal government says it will continue to strengthen existing strategies towards the prevention of COVID-19 second wave in the country. Minister of Health, Dr. Osage Ehanire, says this while receiving delivery of another batch of COVID-19 non-pharmaceutical supplies to boost capacity response against the virus. From the National Lottery Trust Fund, Abubakar Usman Akwanga reports.
Another consignment of personal protective equipment to tackle COVID-19 is being delivered. This is from the Nigerian Lottery Trust Fund to the federal government.
These objectives are in tandem with President Muhammadu Buhari-led administration's commitment to eliminate eliminating the deadly virus from our society at once.
It is an intervention that the federal government emphasized is needed to fight against the pandemic, and collaboration with all stakeholders is seen as a way of stopping another phase of economic and social losses.
COVID-19 remains very virulent and a dangerous pandemic, and the World Health Organization statistics show that more cases of COVID-19 have been reported in the past 4 weeks.
Government hopes that the facilities will be put to proper use for the benefit of the people of Nigeria, particularly at this critical time.
Experts insist observation of safety protocols remain key.
The continued intervention is a pointer to the fact that COVID-19 has come to live with humanity, but with the right attitude, the curve can be flattened and the mental depression connected with the virus could be effectively managed. In Abuja, Abubakar Usman Akwanga, NTA News.
Many thanks, Abubakar. Now to update on COVID-19. The Nigeria Center for Disease Control, NCDC, has announced 246 new cases of COVID-19 in Nigeria. The latest figures released brings the total number of confirmed cases to 67,220. A breakdown of the new cases from 10 states indicates that Lagos recorded the highest number for the day with 81 new cases, while FCT has 73 new cases. Others are Plateau 39, Kaduna 25, Ogun 13, Bauchi has 5, Rivers 4, while Ekiti, Taraba and Kano have 2 new cases each. So far, 62,686 patients have been discharged and 1,171 died of the virus. And on sports, Nigeria's D Tigers set for their second game of the FIBA Afrobasket qualifiers. Details with Bade Adele on Sports Update.
Nigeria's D Tigers are getting set to take on Rwanda in their second group encounter of the 2021 FIBA Afrobasket qualifiers this Saturday in Kigali. The 2015 African champions, who beat South Sudan 76-56 in their group opener on Thursday, are targeting a much improved outing against the host. To football, Minister of Youth and Sports Development Sunday Dare has challenged the Nigeria Football Federation to ensure the camp of the Super Eagles is rid of football agents and hangers-on. This is coming on the heels of the team's disappointing outing in the two-legged 2021 Africa Cup of Nations qualifying fixtures against Sierra Leone, a development which has seen the 2013 AFCON winners drop from 32nd to 35th in the latest FIFA ranking.
Take away anybody that has no business. We don't want any agents or call them whatever. We don't want them around the national team. It's the Nigerian national team. They can go to any private football club.
Elsewhere, champions Liverpool have the chance to move out on their own at the top of the Premier League table when they play away to Brighton at the Amex Stadium on Saturday in a match that will be live on NTA from 1 in the afternoon. In other fixtures, Manchester City and Burnley face off also on Saturday, while on Sunday, Southampton host Manchester United with Chelsea and Tottenham trading tackles. And on a sad note, tens of thousands of people paid tribute to Diego Maradona as the 1986 World Cup winner was buried on Thursday in a private ceremony. Fans who gathered along roads as his funeral car drove by were seen weeping, blowing kisses and praying. Maradona died of a heart attack on Wednesday at the age of 60. With Sports Update, Bade Adeleye, NTA News.
And that concludes the news at noon. Remember to connect with NTA Kick Against Rape and Rapists. Thanks for watching. I am Tessie Omeri.